Welcome back to the Author Insider Secrets. I'm Peggy McColl, but you probably already know that. This particular session is to give you some guidance on how to write a children's book. But let me first say that of all the books that I've written, which are 18 so far, and I'm actually working on 19 right now, I have never written a children's book, but I have worked with many children's book authors. So let me give you some guidance here. The first thing is, what age group are you writing for? Because children from the age of when they're babies up until they're no longer children, perhaps teenage years or whatever, they all have different desires and are attracted to different type of books. So I would suggest decide what's the age group that you're writing for. Is it from 2 to 4 or is it from 7 to 9? Like, what age group are you writing for? And then be very familiar with other types of books that are wildly successful in that genre. All right, so that you can see the flow, the format, and what really resonates with people. How do you know what resonates with people? What's hot? What's successful? So I would go and look at the classics. And then as far as the writing is concerned, depending on the age of the child, but there's not a lot of writing involved. However, I remember hearing this expression many years ago: if I had more time, I would write you a shorter letter. So obviously with children's book, especially young children's books, there are less words, but you want to be cautious. You want to write so that you're really appealing to the child. Now, it's the parent that's going to be reading it, very likely with the younger age group, but you really want to appeal to a child. So what you would do is you do your research, which I mentioned already, and then begin to write and allow those words to flow to and through you. Now, if you're somebody who's also an artist and you can also write and design the images, great. Then you can do the entire book yourself. And I work with many children's author books that have not only written the words, but they've also designed the images. But if you're not, then you need someone who will do the images, because pictures are worth 1,000 words, and pictures are essential in children's books. And they don't have to be complicated pictures, as you'll see by looking at any other children's book, but you do need an illustrator. And we have resources. So we share resources for any of our clients that are either in the Author Marathon or in the Committed Author Program or Complete Author Program. It's called the Complete Author Program. We actually give suggestions for resources of where you can find people that are editors and cover designers and who can upload your book and make it available for sale, as well as illustrators. And so that is something that we teach. But the pictures are just as important as the words in a children's book, as you probably already know. So for me, I think a lot of writing a children's book is really common knowledge or common sense. Maybe not common knowledge, but maybe a lot of common sense, and just trust. Trust, like really connect to the words, connect to the message that you're delivering. Do it with love. Of course, have fun with it as you're doing it as well. But make sure that the final product that you're creating is something that you're really proud of and something that you believe that children are really going to resonate with. You may also want to, as a final tip, you might also want to find someone who has a child the age of the reader that you're targeting, and ask them if they'd be willing to review it to give you some feedback. That is a very valuable thing to do. And of course, children are quite often willing to do that, or parents of children are often willing to do that. So it won't cost you anything to do that part, and it's probably going to be very valuable for you to do so. All right, so that's it for this particular message in the Author Insider Secrets. Make sure you check out all the others, and know that we will be continuing to add more and more great content for you, because our desire here at my business, Dynamic Destinies, is to help every author create ultimate success with their piece of work, with their piece of art, because that's really what it is. All right, I'll see you in another section or session of the Author Insider Secrets.